Hello, my little mathematicians. We're going to practice changing word problems into equations, okay, or writing an equation from a word problem. So let's take a look at number 1. It says Tom has 7 more CDs than Rick does. Okay, so let's focus on that. So Tom is however many Rick has plus 7. Okay, as of right now, that's what I know. And if Tom has 22 CDs, so this is equal to Tom, right? R or Rick plus 7 equals Tom. And then they tell me that, well, Tom has 22. So let's replace the Tom with 22. And now you know R plus 7 equals 22. And they ask how many does Rick have? So if I were to eventually solve for R, that would tell me how many Rick has. So this is my equation. R plus 7 equals 22. So let's try to find that one up top. And it looks like it's this one right here. I know I used an R and they used an X, but they didn't specify a variable. So the equation still looks the same. Who cares that I have a different letter? So 1 is right here, and that was a T. So let's put a T for number 1. All right, the next one says Maria is 18 years younger than Kim. So younger than, I'm going to subtract 18. Okay, and I'm subtracting 18 from what? Kim, right? Because it says Maria is 18 years younger than who? Kim. Okay, and then which variable did they tell me to replace? They said if Maria is 33, so let's replace the M with a 33, then how old is Kimmy? So now the equation is 33 equals K minus 18, or K minus 18 equals 33. Do you see one up there? Right here. Even though I used a K and they used an A, same thing. So number 2 is an M. Okay, my things are starting to blur together, so let's change colors. It says 5 friends went out for dinner. They shared the cost of the meal equally. So I'm probably going to divide. If each person paid $8, what was the total cost of the meal? So think about it. Normally, you take the total amount of the meal, you divide it by how many friends there are, and that tells you how much each of them pays, right? Okay, so what do I know? I know that there was 5 friends. So I can replace this F with a 5, and then I'm going to solve for the total cost of the meal. So my equation is X over 5 equals 8. And that one looks like this one right here. And I like their variable better, the total meal cost. So A is 3. Okay, now remember, you can always pause the video and try it yourself and then unpause it to check, because it's good practice for you to try to set these up before we go through it together. Okay, this one says Max paid 3 times as much for a tape as his friend did. So Max is 3 times as much as his friend. And who did they tell me? If Max paid 21, so let's replace 21 with Max, how much did his friend pay? Okay, so I'd end up solving for F. So that's my equation, 21 equals 3F. And of course, if you used a different variable than F, it doesn't matter. That one looks like this one up here, and they use T for tape. U4 is right here. Okay, they're starting to blur together again. Let's use a different color. It says Marissa and her 2 friends share a pizza. So I'm probably going to divide again. The cost of the pizza is shared equally among them. So remember, you're going to take the total cost. The cost of the pizza is shared equally among them. If each person pays $2.50, so that's how much each of them is going to pay. How much does a pizza cost? So we don't know the total cost, but how many people are you dividing it up amongst? Because remember, you take like the total cost divided by how many people are paying, and that tells you how much each person pays. Or if they told you the other way around, if they told you how much each person paid, that would be equal to how many friends there were. Okay. They said it was Marissa and her 2 friends. So how many people? 3 people, because it's her 2 friends and herself. So 3 total people. Which one does that look like? That looks like this one, D. So 5 is D. Okay, the next one says Lee has scored twice as many goals as Ying has. So Lee is twice as many as Yang. If Lee's goal is 14, so let's replace Lee with 14, then that will tell me his amount. That one looks like this one. Okay, so 2 times your variable equals 14. So that was what that one was. And that was P. So 6 is, where's 6? Right here, P. All right, let's change up colors. And it says Jamal sold 7 more magazine subscriptions than Wayne did. Okay, so Jamal is equal to 7 more. So 7 more than what? Than Wayne. Okay. If Jamal sold 25, so I'm going to replace Jamal with 25, and then my variable left is Wayne, and that's who I want to solve for. So there we go. Which equation looks like that? That one looks like this one, S. So 7 is S. Okay, and then we have Shelly delivered 12 fewer newspapers. Okay, Shelly is 12 fewer. So 12 fewer than what? 12 fewer than last week. So we'll say last week. Okay, if she delivered 37 this week, how many did she deliver last week? So last week's going to stay unknown. And then Shelly's sales this week is 37. So it should look like this. Do you see that one? Right here. So that was H. So 8 is H. It looks like I forgot to fill some of these out. 3x over 5 was x over 5 equals 8 was right here in A. And, oh, there was another 5. So that's another D. Okay, so, oh, I see where it divides right here. Math adds up. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, if you got all of those correct, congratulations, my little mathematicians. It's hard work setting up an equation from a word problem. So congratulations.